Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's breakfast at UMHealth session. My name is Aliyah. I'm one of the emergency physician as well as medical lecturer here in Department of Emergency Medicine, Faculty of Medicine. I'm delighted to introduce our speaker, Dr. Mohammad Aizuddin Azizah Ariffin, an exceptional emergency physician and medical lecturer with a wealth of expertise in emergency medicine. Today, we're very fortunate to have Dr. Aizuddin on board, as his experience in research has spanned critical topics such as ED patient flow processes, mental health challenges among ED staff, and airway management. His commitment in advancing emergency care is evident in his dedication to research and his specialization in global health and disaster medicine, with a special focus on pre-hospital care. So today, he'll be presenting about MyRESQ, an innovative and transformative smartphone app designed to bridge the gap between patients experiencing cardiac arrest and nearby trained rescuers proficient in CPR. It's now available for download on both Apple App Store as well as Google Play Store. MyRESQ connects those in need with the nearest rescuers and AED locations. In a time where social media often highlights the tragic lack of bystander CPR during cardiac emergencies, MyRESQ aims to change this by empowering people to act rather than simply observe and record. So Dr. Aizuddin here will guide us through this app on how each of us can take part in a life-saving action. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Dr. Aizuddin. The floor is yours, Dr. Aizuddin.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aliyah, for your kind introduction. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. So today I'll be introducing an initiative that is brought by our team from University Malaya and a community collaboration, which is called MyRESQ Initiative. The MyRESQ Initiative is a component of, we have two components of the MyRESQ Initiative, and I'll explain this further throughout my presentation. So as we all know, heart attack, myocardial infarction, out of hospital cardiac arrest is not something foreign to Malaysian. It has been talked a lot in the media, the news, and even if we have a WhatsApp group, a community WhatsApp group, definitely at one point somebody will have spoken about an unfortunate news of a sudden cardiac death in the community. So this is not something rare in Malaysia. It's very common, and working in an emergency department, we do see cardiac arrest cases almost daily, especially due to heart attack. And in Malaysia, unfortunately, for the past few years, ischemic heart disease has been the major cause of death for Malaysian. And for last year, it was number one, which constitute of 16.1% of all death in Malaysia. Ischemic heart disease includes heart attack as well as out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. So what is out-of-hospital cardiac arrest? So basically, out-of-hospital cardiac arrest, or OHCA, basically refers to sudden stop of the heart function, which occurs outside of the hospital. This usually occurs at homes and in workplace. Majority of it occurs unfortunately at home, where the patient usually can be alone or with only family members around. When OHCA occurs, what is needed immediately during that time will be a cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or commonly known as CPR, including the use of defibrillator. And in the community, the use of defibrillator is mainly delivered by the use of AED, which is the automated external defibrillator, which can dramatically improve the chances of survival of OHCA victims, especially if it's done early on. From research, we know that once the heart stops, after 4 minutes, significant brain injury can occur. And if no CPR is delivered or no treatment is delivered to the victims, after 10 minutes, irreversible brain damage can certainly occur. So there are mainly three problems when it comes to OHCA. So the first is when help is needed, the victim, there's no way for the victim or the bystanders who is nearby to the victim be able to communicate or find who is able to deliver CPR immediately to the to the victims. And as a trained rescuer, a person who is trained in CPR, there is no ways for that person to know if there is a OHCA event occurring around them. The second problem would be the extended time waiting for professional medical emergency services. After calling 999, it usually takes around 15 to 30 minutes for ambulance to arrive to the scene and to deliver emergency medical assistance. And also, as I mentioned, the immediate need is to use the AED to the victim of OHCA. And unfortunately, AED location can sometimes be difficult to find, and it will be difficult for the victim to receive AED immediately. So conventionally, at the moment, when an OHCA victim is encountered by a bystander or somebody or a bystander, what normally the bystander would do is to call the 999 emergency service. So when a call is made through 999, it will first go to the TM operator, which is the NG999, Next Generation 999 operator, who will gather the information regarding the nature of the emergency. Once this is received, the NG999 operator will then direct the call to the closest Medical Emergency Coordination Center, or MACC, which is stationed within some hospital, a designated hospital. And they will gain critical information from the caller within 2 minutes. And after 5 minutes, around 5 minutes, an ambulance will be dispatched to the location of the OHCA victims. And depending on the traffic situation, the weather situation, and the burden of calls during that time, hopefully the ambulance would be able to reach the OHCA victims within 15 minutes. So if the system go through without any hiccups, without any difficulty or hurdles, then we would expect conventional time waiting for ambulance, starting from call up to the arrival of ambulance, around 20 to 30 minutes. And for the bystanders, if they are trained in the CPR, they will be able to perform the BLS steps, or the basic life support steps, which includes checking for safety for themselves as well as the victims, checking for response. Usually this is done by calling the patient's name or just, hello, hello, are you okay? Followed by calling the 999 and getting an AED, right? And then checking, scan for breathing or checking the pulse at the same time, and initiate chest compression if there is no breathing or no pulse. So based on these three problems that we have, which is the inability to connect the victims to the potential rescuer, the time taken to wait for emergency medical service, as well as the location of OED, MyRESQ initiative helped to bridge hopes to bridge these gaps by providing the needed help for the OHCA victim through this initiative. So it has two components I mentioned before within this initiative. One is the use of MyRESQ apps, which is the apps that can be used to activate potential rescuer to assist with the victim. Also, the second component, which is a major component of this initiative, which is delivering the knowledge of CPR so that the community would be able to deliver the CPR to the OHCA victims. So what is the MyRESQ app? MyRESQ app is the first one in Malaysia which has this purpose of connecting OHCA victim, alerting potential rescuer to an OHCA event, and it utilizes or leverages on the vast network of qualified certified rescuer, including medical doctors, staff nurses, or even a layman who undergone CPR training before. And it helps to include or increase the likelihood of survival by putting in the early initiation of CPR and use of AED within the survival chains for the patient with for a victim with OHCA. So there are two categories. If you once you downloaded the app, you'll be able to registered as two categories. One is the normal user or conventional user, and second as a trained rescuer. So once you registered, you have a dashboard like this or interface like this, and if you encounter either as a normal user or as a bystander, you'll be able to activate the system. So just by pressing this button, it will activate the system, and once activated, the MyRESQ system will send out an alert within 1 second to a 500-meter radius within the location of activation, and alert those who have registered as trained rescuer so that they will be alerted of the OHCA event, and a location through a GPS system will be sent to them so that they can come in and assist with the OHCA victim. And this system, once activated, will take around less than 1 minute for the rescuer to receive the notification. And hopefully, if they are close to the victim, they will be able to reach the victim within less than 5 minutes. So once activated, if you are a trained rescuer, you will and you accept, you choose to respond to the case, you will get a GPS location like this one, and then you also have a direction to get to the location of the OHCA. At the same time, the system will also alert the the rescuer to the nearest location of AED. So that, and also will include direction to the closest AED so that AED can also be accessible for that person or that rescuer to use during the CPR process. And we also open up a chat group so that if more than one rescuer responded to the case, they will be able to communicate between each other, and also they would be able to communicate to the person who activated the system as well. This will help in terms of getting getting the direction easier to get to the location, as well as to communicate regarding the patient condition, the victim's condition, so that the rescuer can prepare themselves as well. The system is not meant to replace the existing system of the MECC calls as well as the 999 emergency service, but is meant to complement the existing service, because once activated, it would be mandatory for the user who activate the system to call 999. It would not be good if we activate a system and the rescuer come alone and then perform the CPR, and nobody else or no actual help is coming to assist them and continue the patient care to advance life support. So once activated, whoever activated the system, they will have to call the 999 service so that professional medical help will come in and assist and treat the victim and continue on with the CPR if needed. So it's a complementary to current existing system, so that we can assist the OHCA victim better, and the OHCA victim will receive CPR much earlier compared to just waiting for ambulance to come in and deliver the CPR. Okay, as I mentioned, not only it will activate potential rescuer, the system will also provide the AED location, the nearest AED location, along with the GPS direction, so that the rescuer or even the person who activated the system be able to get to the nearest AED location. In the system, the MyRESQ app also provide a photo of AED location along with the direction. And also, if the user, not only during activation of case, if a user finds that AED information or location has changed, they can update this information through the comment, or even submit an amendment into the system, so that the AED location availability is always updated in the system. So This is one of the main features of MyRESQ that we have. So currently, as of November, we currently have about 4,000 registered user. This is a non-rescuer user, and we have around 400 registered AED throughout Malaysia, mainly concentrated in Klang Valley, and we already have around 5,400 registered responder. These are mainly healthcare worker, doctors, paramedics, medical assistant, nurses that works in health facilities, especially in University Malaya Medical Center. So we hope we can grow this number further. We can increase the number of registered responders so that we can increase the network of potential rescuer, and also we hope that we can increase the number of the registered user as well, so that activation can be done easier in the event of OHCA, and rescuer be able to deliver the CPR as soon as possible. And we hope we can get more input in terms of registered AED in buildings such as government institution or offices, because the 400 that we have at the moment is mainly from hospital, as well as what you call that, public location such as shopping malls and open public spaces. Right. So that's the first part of our component of the MyRESQ initiative. The second part of the MyRESQ initiative would be the training of the community in regards to CPR competency. So through our collaborators, MyRESQ, MyCPR, St. John Ambulance, BSM, Ikram Health, we go out to deliver CPR training to community, to adults, especially, so that they will be able to become potential rescuer when the situation comes. And during the training itself, we will introduce the MyRESQ app to the trained personnel, so that they will be able to not only respond to the cases, but also be one of the activator, so that more rescuer will be able to assist in the event of OHCA. Not only we go out to approach the adult, we also go to approach the younger generation, teenagers in school, secondary schools. So currently we have a project led by Dr. Mayura and the UMHealth, which engage with the school pupils, the teenagers in secondary schools, and train them in the use of CPR, at the same time using MyRESQ app to enhance their learning, as well as strengthen, improve their understanding of doing CPR. So what does MyRESQ app offers in terms of learning? So we provide videos on how to perform CPR, the techniques, and the correct way of using an AED in adults, in children. We also provide reading materials for our reading materials in regards to basic life support, especially in CPR. And also we have gamification for younger generation to learn in learn how to perform CPR. So these features are integrated inside the learning modules of the program I mentioned earlier to the schools, so that we can strengthen the ability of the school students to train themselves in delivering CPR. Currently, we have multiple agencies, private companies, and NGOs. They are actively collaborating with us, helping us to promote MyRESQ app, and also at the same time increase the numbers of potential rescuers within the community, so that MyRESQ app will have a higher chance of getting help if activated. We thank you to our collaborators for reaching out to the community and promoting our MyRESQ app. We currently also are engaging with government agencies, including MOH as well as TM, so that we can improve our contribution in regards to OHCA cases and strengthen our delivery of emergency service when it comes to cardiac arrest cases outside of the hospital. So that's all from me for MyRESQ app. Currently, MyRESQ app is available in all the app platform, Google App Store, Google, Apple, as well as Huawei app gallery. So it's free for download, and you are able to download as you are able to register either as rescuer if you are trained in BLS or in CPR, and you can also just register as what we call that normal user, which can activate the system but would not be able to receive any notification or any alerts when OHCA cases occurs. All right, so I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening. Back to you, Dr. Aliyah.
Thank you, Dr. Aizuddin. So if I may summarize your entire lecture, essentially MyRESQ is akin to the Grab app, right? Where Grab app actually connects the vendors to the customers. MyRESQ is obviously more life-saving, and I would say a very important app to have, because it connects the out-of-hospital cardiac arrest patients to rescuers as well as AED, essentially. And another thing about MyRESQ that is an important feature is also this continuous self-driven learning with multiple methods, from gamification, videos, audio visuals, as well as lectures. So I think it's an all-encompassing app that if you really put just a bit of effort, you could really make a difference. Essentially, if you walk in the mall and you are a registered rescuer, not even a registered rescuer, a registered user of the app, not even a rescuer, if you see somebody having a cardiac arrest, you just need to activate, and you could have helped save that life. All you just need to do is activate. And if I may recall correctly, and to summarize what you've said, with every activation, it also dials up to the 999. So there's like a strong activation, correct? To kind of activate the ambulance and also activate the nearest rescuer. Now, if you are a rescuer yourself, that's a lot easier. You just need to activate, you go and rescue lah, and then try and get hold of the AED, which will also be shown inside the app, correct?
Correct.
That's great. So, so it's such a innovative, transformative app. I was wondering, if you are to sign up as a user or as a rescuer, is there a fee that is involved? And if it's a fee, how much and how often do we have to pay?
Right. Thank you, Dr. Aliyah. So basically, at the moment, there's no fee structure, or there's no payment at all to be made if you register either as rescuer or as a non-rescuer user. It's completely free. Activation is free. Anybody can use it. But for registering as rescuer, there will be a screening process that the person will go through, meaning that it will be in like a submission. And once approved, only then the person will become a trained rescuer or a registered rescuer within the system. Yeah.
So there will be, if you are, say, trained, you're a healthcare provider and you're trained in CPR, what are the steps that you need to undertake in order for you to be accepted as a rescuer in the app?
Sure. So as I mentioned, there's two categories of user within MyRESQ app. So there will be a non-rescuer user. So for you to register as a non-rescuer user, basically you just need a phone number and what I call that email address, and then optional you can key in a few other personal details if you want to, and that's it. You are what I call that non-rescuer user of the MyRESQ app. If you are trained in CPR or you have training in BLS, basic life support, and you want to register as rescuer, there will be a screening process whereby during the registration as rescuer, you will need to submit at least valid training certificate, and this registration, including the certification, will be go through a screening process, and once it's verified, we can verify that you are trained in BLS. Only then will be registered as a what I call that rescuer, and once you receive you are registered as rescuer, only then you'll be able to receive alert notification if the system is activated.
So I guess as somebody who I have registered as a rescuer myself, I guess one of my concerns about if there is an activation of a cardiac arrest and it is within my vicinity, is there like a legal obligation for me to head over to the patient and like in terms of law and ethics and things like that, ethical definitely, but in terms of law, if I did not, if I'm doing something else or I really cannot go to save this person, will I be penalized for it? Am I going to go to jail for it? So what's the obligations and legalities behind?
Yeah. So at the moment, all the activation and the responding in MyRESQ app is based on voluntary basis, and therefore it's not like in the hospital whereby you have this obligation, patient doctor obligation. So this is as a member of the community, you have the ethical responsibility to respond in case of emergency. However, you are not legally bound to it, so you have a choice in regards to whether to respond to the case or not. So and if let's say you are unable to respond for any reason at all, for example, you are at home, you're unwell, and you're unable to reach the cases activation, you will not be your information or your availability will not be made public, or the person activating the system will not know that, okay, Dr. Aliyah is around, but it's not she chooses not to respond to this case. So that type of information will not be stored, or even it's not going to be shared or even stored in the system. So if you choose to activate, only then your what we call that the activator will know that, okay, help is coming and it is Dr. Aliyah. Otherwise, the system will not register you as around. It will not be your information will not be given out, and there is no legal obligation for you to respond to the alert, even if you receive it. Yeah.
Okay, how about just pivoting to that? If you did respond and the patient did not make it, would there be any legal implications to that? Say, for instance, the family of the victim sues you because you are supposed a certified CPR provider, but you could not save the patient or the victim.
Yeah.
How about in that particular scenario? How is the app protecting the rescuers?
Well, I mean, it will be as if like you are responding to any cardiac arrest cases, even without the use of MyRESQ app. As a member of the community with the knowledge of CPR, you can deliver CPR if needed, based on the situation. However, if let's say the patient did not make it, it's not what I call that a legal obligation for you to treat the patient, because you are not the patient's doctor. At that point, you are just a member of the community which happens to be around during an emergency, and you have the knowledge to assist with the victim, so that your legal obligation is as a community member. So whatever legal implication or what I call that law that govern that situation applies to you, even with the use of MyRESQ. It's not something that would change. You are not becoming a doctor when you respond to OHCA alert, you are just a member of the community who is trained in BLS, and you are willing to assist, and you do what you can with whatever you have at that point, at the point of time, and deliver a life-saving intervention or procedure to the patient during a time of emergency. And that's it. And you'll be what I call that, obligated to any law or what I call that, legal implication as any other member of the community, not as a doctor-patient relation under the law of healthcare. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Aizuddin, we have two questions in the chat. One of them is by Mr. Peter Tong. Will the slides be shared, please?
I think this one I leave it to the admin to the breakfast at UM. So I think it's up to them about this app. I'm okay for this slide to be shared.
Okay. And Dr. Suresh Naidu had asked if the same button of activation will also activate 999. So the answer is, as we addressed just now, yes.
Yeah. Yes, thank you for the question. Yes, the answer is yes. So once you activate, simultaneously the system will send out the alert, and at the same time it will go to the phone app, the calling app, and dial automatically to 999 and make the call. So it will be mandatory for the person to make the 999 call if the person activates the MyRESQ app. So so in this sense, the person must be aware to what he's doing. So you cannot just, simply activate the system and how you say, just cuba-cuba or tengoklah macam mana. It cannot be like that. It must be a real emergency. And once activated, you will go to the authorities, which is the 999 call, and activate the emergency healthcare system.
Right. Okay, and Dr. Aizuddin, so if they were to want to download, they just need to search for MyRESQ at whichever Google Play Store, Apple, whatever, MyRESQ.
Yep.
Any last words?
It's available now. It's free.
Right. And any last words for our participants? We have about 57 participants now. Any last words before we finish today's session?
All right. Yep. So thank you all for coming and listening. I hope the MyRESQ app can be promoted and what I call that, be more people will come and register, not only for as rescuer, but also just for non-rescuer user, because this is one of the things, our effort to what I call it, increase the survival of OHCA cases, which is very common in Malaysian community, unfortunately. So with this, I hope that we can strengthen our community to deliver help as soon as possible to OHCA victim, and thus increase their likelihood to survive. Yeah. Thank you so much, Talia.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aizuddin, and also as part of the MyRESQ team, just shameless pitch. We also welcome any possible collaboration because we have people from different participants from different backgrounds, right, Dr. Aizuddin? If you have any ideas how we can expand this app, or you're open to collaboration, we're more than happy to extend our arms as well. Okay, and I think with that, we're going to wrap up today's session. Thank you very much, Dr. Aizuddin, for your time and your effort in presenting.
Thank you, Talia.
And also thank you to everyone who stayed until the end, 58 of participants who are inside this chat group now. Thank you very much, and we will see you in the next session, inshallah. Have a great week again. Bye.
Thank you.